Well, our opponents, they're firing Super Bowl bets. They're caring about Sam Darnold, Ramondre Stevenson, Trevion Henderson. We don't care about any of those things because here at the Davis Maddock Fantasy Football YouTube channel, we are focused on one thing, which is drafting the absolute most amount of teams in 2026 of anyone else. So let's go ahead and do it. We are hopping into a big board draft over on Underdog Fantasy. We are going to hop into a fast draft a little bit later here on the program because here's something they don't tell you in school. If you're just drafting on Underdog, you're not going to get the most amount of teams. That much I can absolutely assure you. You cannot be doing, "Oh, I just realized I don't have my rankings updated because I had to delete them to make an example for Soccer Dave the other day. So I need to go ahead and upload my custom rankings, which are, of course, available on patreon.com/Davis Maddock. Hasn't honestly been a ton of changes over the most recent couple days. The biggest change really has been removing Nicholas Singleton. Poor Nicholas Singleton. Which, by the way, if you were a Nicholas Singleton bro, I mean, I don't think that Nicholas Singleton from Penn State is like absolutely dead to matter in fantasy football this year. Here's the issue you're going to run into. Singleton probably needed to have a phenomenal combine in order to be a second round pick or a third round pick. And I mean, look, he just is not going to have a chance to have a phenomenal combine because he broke his foot in the very first draft on the stream here. We are going to be drafting out of the 4 spot, which actually is a pretty comfortable spot to be drafting out of. I don't know about you guys. I have not loved drafting out of the back. That's kind of been the issue for me is drafting in the 11 spot, in the 12 spot. What I find myself doing in those spots most often is I kind of just take one of the elite tight ends. So a lot of the times that's McBride. Some of the times that is Brock Bowers. I am comfortable pulling Bowers up. But really the issue is there at the turn. I mean, first off, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, McCaffrey, St. Brown. It's kind of like flipping coins. I don't love clicking Cook. I do feel, I mean, Genty, like I thought I was going to have a super bullish ranking on Genty at 16. I'm not really that bullish on him. Neighbors is kind of a tough click for some reasons. I mean, London is kind of a tough click. Like Drake London, who is Drake London's quarterback? Is it Penix? Is Kirk Cousins going to get cut? What kind of offense is Stefanski going to do? Is Stefanski going to be as pro, kind of tossing the whole thing to London, building the offense there? Is Stefanski going to build it around Kyle Pitts? Like I don't really think we know. Oh, my draft is frozen, bro. Please, did I get auto picked while I was chatting? I did get auto picked while I was chatting. Shout out to me. I did get, and I would have picked Gibbs anyway. So there we go. Yeah. The Lemon Waddle 5-6 turn is getting old. I don't think so. Probably the first prospect profile that I do on patreon.com/Davis Maddock this year is probably going to be Makai Lemon. I'm a big fan of Makai Lemon's game. And to be honest, I think just like as a player, regardless of draft capital, regardless of what team is likely to pick him or anything else, like I think I like Makai Lemon a little bit more than I like Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson. Being out on James Cook, Drake London, and Malik Neighbors in February is wild. See, I sort of disagree. And I disagree for 2 reasons. The first being, I mean, I think there's very valid reasons to be low on those 3 guys in general, particularly health for Neighbors, quarterback situation for London. And I mean, James Cook is just priced at the absolute height of his range. I mean, James Cook will never be more expensive in fantasy football drafts ever. But honestly, in February, like this, to me, this is kind of your time to take chances. To max the big board is 1,500 American dollars, right? 10 times 150. Little board, war room, even the bigger board. Like you could draft, you draft everything in the underdog lobby right now for like, 22,200 $75. I don't know what little board is 3 times 20, so 60, so $2,260. Is that right? Because the war room, or no, $2,160. Uh, if your draft is freezing on and off, Underdog knows about the issue and is working on it. If you notice the picks are not updating, you want to refresh your monitor. Okay. All right. Well, we are going to be refreshing so that we do not get got. First round, Bijan, Puka, Chase, Gibbs, JSN, McCaffrey, Taylor, St. Brown, Cook, A-Chain, Genty. So that just went all chalk there in the first round. McBride, London, and Hampton. This is probably setting up. I mean, it's very, very likely going to end up being a Rashee Rice team for me. Though, I mean, I sort of thought that the market was going to move against me on Rashee Rice. Was just sort of like or move with me on Rashee Rice rather. Like basically every day that he's not suspended, I expected him to get a little bit more expensive. Neighbors, no positive CLV possible. Slurp Dipperino following any bad news in the future. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is there's gonna be are we gonna take Henry or are we gonna take? We could take. I mean Pickens is the cover boy. You know what? Let's do it. Let's take Derrick Henry. Never let the people say that I am not willing to take a 32-year-old running back in February. So we've got Jahmyr Gibbs and Derrick Henry. And I think this next tier of wide receivers, Rashi, Nico, Olave, I think generally speaking, I should be able to get one of them coming back. And my personal feeling is that tier is relatively flat. I don't see any one of them as like absolutely the best pick there. And I also don't see any of them as the absolute worst pick there. Now, oh boy, 078 passing up on Jacobs, Bucky, Josh Allen, Ken Walker. Although, man, we could go like giga mega hyper fragile here, and we could even take Brees or Ken Walker here. Jacob, you know what? I got swayed by the chat. Rusty said, let's do Jacobs. And Jacobs is the top clickeroonski in the sidekick as well. So we have the Alabama trio to begin. We have Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama, Derrick Henry from Alabama, and Josh Jacobs from Alabama, which is funny that they all went to Alabama. Clearly, the funniest thing there is Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, he had to have had the worst Alabama career, right? Jahmyr Gibbs at Alabama maxed out at 1,300 scrimmage yards and 10 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, let's see, Josh Jacobs at Alabama. Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. I actually forgot how dog shit Jacobs was in 2018. That's right, because he was splitting with Damian Harris and Brian Robinson Jr. and Najee Harris. What an insane situation for the Alabama Crimson. I mean, look at this team, dude. Tua and Hurts. The receivers were Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle, Irv Smith, Devonta Smith. You've got Hale Hentages, who was an NFL player. I believe he was a Washington Commander. And then how about that? Jerome Ford wasn't even able to get on the field. And then you had Mac Jones at quarterback. My goodness, the 2018 Alabama Crimson Tide. So we are going to be in a position here where we are really, I mean, the best thing for this would be for us to get a nice little wide receiver faller at some point. Like if just randomly Garrett Wilson really tumbled or if Adams really tumbled, then we'll be feeling pretty good about our pick at 45. Any quarterbacks that I'm soft fading right now, I mean, it's entirely unintentional, but I am having a very hard time with Caleb Williams ahead of Jayden Daniels, ahead of Joe Burrow, ahead of Jalen Hurts. I mean, looks like ADP is finally starting to correct on Justin Herbert. I didn't even have a soft fade on Justin Herbert. I had like an absolute stone cold full fade on Justin Herbert. Josh Jacobs is the LaDainian Tomlinson of Roschon Johnson's. Um, hmm. I think I'll grant that. I think I will give that one to you. Yeah, Josh Jacobs is the LaDainian Tomlinson of Roschon Johnson's. Man, okay, so Flowers would be a nice click. I mean, Jameson is the dream to do the double Lions. Burden would be nice. What do you guys think about Igbuka? I have Igbuka ranked 10 spots after average draft position. The reverse Benjamin buttoning of Emeka Egbuka was quite a tough scene. All right, so we do not get Jameson Williams. Favorite out of DK Sutton or Marv in the sixth? Pass. Pass. None of the above. I'm out. Completely out on that group of guys. Those are DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, and Marvin Harrison Jr. the picks that when you make them are just like you just hate it. It's just the worst. All right, so we are on the clock. And every wide receiver we want. Oh, but we got a nice little falling Devontae Adams there. So we will select Devontae Adams, which I knew the sidekick was going to want me to take anyways. So we have secured the services of Devontae Adams. Mike Evans is staying. Now, knowing Kevin, this could be, he could have fallen for some boomer slop, but let's check the Underdog NFL and see if we have an official report here. Got nothing. Got nothing for you, Kevin. All right, let's do what do we we need another wide receiver. So Watson. This McLaurin price. I don't know. Watson is clear by my rankings. Waddle is nice. Wouldn't a reverse Benjamin Button just be our lives? I guess that's true. Evans shared he will take a pay cut or role reduction to stay in Tampa. Well, role reduction is super bearish though. Role reduction in Tampa Bay is as bearish as it's going to get. Because then you're just talking about like a rotational, like Mike Evans basically becomes a tight end at that point. All right, we're up. Let's see if we can get the kick to load. Yeah, Jalen Waddle. All right, come on down, Mr. Waddle. Man, I am navigating these glitching draft boards like an absolute professional. People are saying that I am the best to ever do it. All right, boots on the ground from Kevin in Tampa says he's staying. Lock it in. Igbuka has a lot of contingent upside in this early on getting drafted in the. Yeah, I just like for a contingent value wide receiver though. If you're just looking for contingent value, I mean, Roma Dunze probably is better contingent value. You've got, and then you just have the boring veterans. You've got Sutton, you've got Metcalf, you've got Marv. I think I probably need to move Parker Washington up a smidge because I don't want to have like 0 P wash in the end. Zach Robinson, target tree consolidation in Atlanta has to be bullish for Tampa Bay. People are saying that I'm practically a seal with how well I am navigating these frozen draft waters. They are saying it. They're saying it more and more. Yeah, what is up with this? Every like Google News search has become completely useless and worthless because you get the Hindustani times boomer slop is like the top result for everything you try and search for. I mean, it's like very dead internet theory in shitification. But yeah, what is up with that? Because you just get this total slop nonsense anytime you try and Google News search. Because I used to do lots of Google News searching for just like injury news, coaching, like not coaching situations, but like rookie stuff. And you just like can't do it now. Like if I go search Makai Lemon prospect, I don't know, whatever. And I click on the news tab, it's all slop. It's never any good. Maybe that's just the internet. Maybe the internet is just it's all slop. Whoops, all slop. You hate to see it. All right. So we have got Gibbs, Henry, and Jacobs. We've got Adams, which means we've got Stafford. We might be a little thin here on quarterback options because I'm not. I mean, I guess I could set myself up to take Malik Willis, stacked with Waddle a little bit later. Jeff Halfley has the Green Bay connection there. I mean, plenty of wide receivers. We've got Rome. We've got BTJ. BTJ sets up Lawrence. I know people are into Evans. I am having a hard time being in on Mike Evans this year. Maybe it's just me. The broken collarbone. You don't love that. Just what is he? He's 30. He's going to be 33. Mike Evans just finished his age 32 season. Yeah, so his age 33 season. So frankly, I got to be honest, man, you don't love to see it. What is Sidekick going to have? Oh, well, I mean, I could do Caleb here. BTJ would be my preference. Sidekick is going to have me taking Metcalf. I mean, I think I'm just going to go Brian Thomas Jr. there. What's the point? So we're going to take Brian Thomas Jr. So we now at least have taken a guy who's never done anything. So our three wide receivers are Adams, Waddle, and BTJ. So we have an octogenarian in Devontae Adams. We have Jalen Blue Tent Waddle, and we have Brian Thomas Jr., who has basically not had a good game since Mac Jones had a Jacksonville Jaguars jersey on. This draft, by the way, is going to take absolute ages because everyone is having to use the entirety of the clock. So maybe that is a good reminder. Yes, I'm going to be thinking about DFS on on Wednesday with Jacob Sanderson. So we will have a full rundown of the Super Bowl. Probably have a show at some point looking at a bunch of bets. And you know what? I could still take Mike Evans right now. There you go. Mike Evans. And I'm not going to do Diggs. I'm actually going to put Pearsall in the queue if Evans goes because I'd like to potentially set up a Purdy. Looks like we're going to have Mike Evans anyways. So there you go. One Mr. Michael Evans. Welcome to the team. So there you go. That was a little bit of know the draft board. I got the guy who wasn't going to come back to me, and Brian Thomas Jr. was able to nab Mike Evans. Cedar Box says horrible wide receivers. Well, let me tell you, buddy. In the draft meta of 2026, the way it's going to work out, you are effectively never going to like both your running back and your wide receiver room. It's just not really possible. There are about 5 good wide receivers in fantasy. They all go in the first round: Puka, Chase, JSN, Lamb, and St. Brown. There are probably 15 good running backs in fantasy: Bijan, Gibbs, McCaffrey, Taylor, Cook, A-Chain, Genty, Hampton, Love. I'm not really going to include Barkley and Henry, but sure. Jacobs, Brees. Just kind of thinks that just kind of got to say the way that it goes is that because offenses have become more egalitarian and as target shares have become less condensed and as passing volume has gone up, but yards have gone down, and teams obviously are using multiple running backs. It's just kind of the way it goes. I did. I haven't fully gone to the dark side. I would consider myself Anakin before the full turn. I would say this would be an accurate representation of how I feel about fantasy football right now. I haven't I haven't killed anyone yet, but I am sitting in the opera box with Emperor Palpatine, and I'm thinking about it. I'm giving it strong consideration just becoming, an absolute full boomer. Okay, Lawrence already went, so that's a little tilting. So we are gonna have a tough time. We are gonna have a tough time setting up a quarterback stack here. I believe the stream where I go to the Jedi Temple will probably it'll be the first BBM stream where Michael Pittman Jr. is my wide receiver 1 on one of these teams for sure. That's that's really when that's when it's gonna be. Yeah, Anakin, but my face hasn't turned yet. Who's in the Padme Oedipus complex role? Hmm. Travis Hunter, maybe? It's like I can't decide if I wanna save Travis Hunter and keep drafting him in the 130s or if I just wanna be like, why would I draft a cornerback in the 13th round? You know what I'm saying? Favorite 20th round quarterback? I mean, it's gotta be Rodgers, right? If you look at these list of quarterbacks that go in round 20, you've got Rodgers, you've got Cousins, you've got Tua. I would say Rodgers and Tua are the most likely to like get guaranteed games. All right. Sidekick wants who here? I mean, Boston, I like a good bit. I'm gonna have to move him down. I do not like. You know what? We'll do Purdy. Purdy feels pretty strong here. I am surprised that the sidekick is not with me on Denzel Boston. Do any of the wide receivers have the talent for an Odell or Puka rookie season? I mean, I think it would be very hard to say. We will probably never see an Odell or Puka season again. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the answer to that is probably no, Soups. Uh, I mean, we'll definitely do some super insane wide receiver starts, just maybe not so much early. Fryermuth is like, what's the point? Fryermuth can't like what can Fryermuth do to help me win? I mean, I guess he's on the field. Would I rather have Pat Fryermuth or Mike Gesicki? I guess it's pretty close. Who I would rather have between the two of them. I don't know. I Gunnar Helm is my favorite late tight end. That's who I'm in on. I'd like to take Kyle Pitts. Pitts feels fun here. We can take Penix late. Got it. Wow. Oh, I think the draft might have fixed itself. We might have because it just let me. There you go. All right. So I think drafts are back. There you go. Nice little momentary freeze there for us. So if we're looking to stack Purdy, I mean, we're probably not going to be able to, I would say, because Jennings is really unlikely to come back. Jennings is gonna get paid in free agency. Yeah, Pitts. I would say Pitts is probably the biggest faller from day one. He was in like what was he was like in the 40s or something. So I think we're in a better spot with one Mr. Kyle Pitts. And we could do Penix on this team. 49ers, I guess. Jennings, I could take Kittle. I will not be taking Brandon Ayuk. Tonjes maybe. I think Tonjes might even be a free agent actually. GM. What you want you want background music goods? There you go. A little bit of night driving. A little bit of night driving for the 2025 big board champion, my guy Goods. Omar Cooper is a Niner. You know, Omar Cooper, pretty interesting prospect, actually. Omar Cooper. Jr. Like, did kind of play second fiddle to Elijah Surratt, who is expected to be drafted higher than him. But 2024, he's over age for a junior, but finished second on the team the first year. And then last year, actually ended up with more yards and only 2 fewer touchdowns in 2 more games because Surratt got hurt a little bit. T. Hunter, my guy, Mr. Flock, is actually pretty cheap. I'm ranked at 143. He goes 138, so he's like a 12th, 13th round pick. And I'm having a tough time with him. Damn. All right, Goff goes. We'll do Jayden Reed. Sure. Jayden Reed, round 10. Very, very, very cromulent. What's the difference between taking Jayden Reed and between taking Travis Hunter? They're both gonna have like 2 games. Leg Up has Price at 88. Who's Price? Do you mean Pierce? Oh, Jadarian Price? Where do I have him? I have him 99. Feels fine. All right, do we want to do Jennings? I kind of like Concepcion more. Am I missing out on... Ooh. You know what? I'm taking Tyler Shuck. I kind of missed out on a quarterback stack, and I just like my guy Shuck. I have Parker Washington way below ADP. Let's see. So Parker Washington is what is he? Yeah, he's a 6th, 7th round pick. I have him ranked in the hundreds. I guess I'm gonna have to change my tune. I kind of thought that the market would go my direction on that one as well, and it hasn't. So I probably need to evaluate some of that. But the thing that I don't love about Parker Washington is I know he absolutely smashed these games right here. The issue I have with him is this has now happened to him every year of his career. He's gotten elevated into a larger role, played really well in that larger role. I mean, he basically started the back half of the season last year. And then they drafted Hunter. They traded for Jacoby Myers. Same thing here. As a rookie, plays pretty well. And then same deal. They give, what's his name? They give De'Ami Brown the $10 million. They gave Zay Jones money to play instead of him. I don't really get it because he's pretty good. But it just seems strange. And I obviously like this is, I think, actually a very point. If you don't love Parker Washington, shouldn't you like Hunter? I mean, that would be the more logically consistent thing. It probably doesn't make a ton of sense to be below both of them unless I'm like a huge Brenton Strange guy. I do wonder if there's going to be a little bit of the Jacksonville Jaguars coming back to earth a little bit. Trevor Lawrence was so good. They played a 4th place schedule. Like it just, like, do I really think Trevor Lawrence is that good? Maybe he is. Yeah, I would say right now, I mean, Jacoby is my favorite of the group, and never really thought that would be a sentence that I would be saying. All right, so we could do, we could do Stroud with the back stack, but he's gone now. Oh, and these aren't even my updated rankings because I still have Singleton there. I moved Singleton way down. You know what? Let's maybe join the 4 quarterback meta or the 4 tight end meta. Let's take Kittle. Haven't really done this much yet. Yeah, I did one bigger board. I will be maxing the bigger board, just waiting. I feel like that's probably a spot where, because I didn't get like the opening day ADP value. Like I didn't get like a round 20 KC Concepcion or anything like that. Wow. Flock, I'm a changed man, brother. All I needed to see was my guy, Sam Sherman, win $2 million. Why not? Why not? His we did the math in the Discord, and there is a decent chance that Derrick Henry is playing on Monday Night Football on his 33rd birthday in week 17. Pretty decent chance that it happens. Oh, looks like the draft freeze is back. They fixed it, and now it's unfixed. All right, Karain, here you go. We're only taking boomers. Only boomers. Adding Alvin Kamara into the AARB running back room. So we now have a running back room that would have absolutely slapped Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, and Alvin Kamara. You are not finding an older running back room there. Yeah, I mean, I think we all know Henry is not really that good anymore. Barkley is not really that good anymore. Chase Brown obviously was not as good as his results. I think we can all intellectually realize these guys are not that good anymore. Particularly Barkley. I mean, Barkley basically like can't move anymore. But there are just a limited number of guys in half PPR who are even capable of 40 points. I will probably have the same amount of Henry as I had last year. I'll have whatever 6% of Derrick Henry. Did Henry lead the league in 20 plus yard runs last year? I mean, I'm just going to assume there's no way, but I guess it's possible. By position, rushing reports, halfback. Breakaway yards. Here you go. Now A-Chain had more. Walker had one less. I would assume the LaFleur hiring for Arizona is more bullish on Malik Willis, just because the existence of Malik Willis, the existence of a good offensive coordinator makes them more likely to take him. Not that Mike and Matt LaFleur are brothers. God, do I really want to take Kyler here? I think I'd actually rather take Penix with Pitts. You know what? Whatever. Kyler Murray it is. I have very, very little of Kyler Murray. I have Michael Wilson a lot higher than Marvin Harrison. Not a lot higher. I have Marvin Harrison at 77, and I have Michael Wilson around higher. I've got him at 68, which actually is his exact ADP now. I feel like that one is history. History is going to be on the side of Michael Wilson. The Marvin Harrison comps are so dark, but I could certainly see Marvin Harrison being this year's Quentin Johnston, where everyone just decides he sucks and he just rips off like 11 touchdowns. I'm leaving that one open. Man, I don't think I can take boomer ass Rachaad White here. I gotta take someone with some curb appeal. We'll do hey, he's got his whole life ahead of him. We'll take Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen has his entire life ahead of him. How high does Trinidad Chambliss slap up the board if he loses his case? I mean, this dude weighs 180 pounds. I don't think he's listed at that. Trinidad Chambliss. You guys tell me. Look at a picture of this guy playing football, and you tell me if you think that this is a body that is going to hold up to playing NFL football. This man needs to eat. He needs a diet of nothing but cheat meals. To me, he just looks little. He has got the Jayden Daniels problem to me. And obviously not nearly as good as Jayden Daniels. Now, we got in a very lengthy argument. Was that yesterday or 2 days ago? About Malik Willis in the Discord. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if a guy sucks if he runs, because running is so valuable in fantasy football. It's true. It's true. Diet of cheat meals is nothing but the best. I got my chicken and rice waiting for me up there. Yeah, the Jayden Daniels plus the Anthony Richardson problem means you are just nothing but problems. Hey, it is a lot easier to succeed as a small wide receiver than it is as a small quarterback, brother. You can take that shit to the bank. God, Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley cannot possibly be the guy I'm taking here. I guess it is, because he's at the top of my ranks. He's at the top of the sidekick. Yeah, Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley it is. Running quarterbacks get tackled so often. I do not think it is the same thing. Although, I think we have all capitulated on Zoom. So I've been thinking this, like, Calvin Ridley does kind of feel like a Chief in the sense that they love these old dustbin ass guys. I think the issue that you're going to find there is they just do not have any money. They don't have any money. They are so screwed against the cap. I think right now, I believe they are negative $76 million against the cap. Now, a huge chunk of that is Chris Jones and Patrick Mahomes, and they can convert that stuff. So they're gonna be fine. But no team can afford to give Calvin Ridley $10 million less than the Kansas City Chiefs. It's actually preposterous how little they can afford to do that. All right, we're up. Adam Randall would be a nice little anecdote to this. Yeah. Let's do Adam Randall, and then we can start to look at the cheap tight ends here. We could take 4 tight ends on this team and just say the tight ends are just existing to get George Kittle to the final. See, I don't think the Chiefs need Carnell Tate. I think the biggest issue you are going to find with the Chiefs is scheme related and offensive line related. And I think that working on those two things, the offensive line gets healthy. They probably draft an offensive lineman or two. Wow, all the stars are out tonight. Pepper Prince is asking if I've done any 5 tight end teams yet. I don't think I've done even a 4 tight end team yet. This one will probably be my first 4 tight end team. I would say the results on Simmons are that he is good, but he had that weird family thing his rookie year. But I think the film bros say in pass blocking that he was pretty good. So he had 367 pass blocking snaps, 62 offensive grade, but he was horrible in the run game, it looks like, and quite good in the passing game. But he was injured a ton. So if we look at 367 pass blocks, 2 sacks, 2 hits, 14 hurries, 18 pressures. I mean, that's all pretty good for a blind side, I would say. Most likely landing spot for Lemon. Well, let's take a look at grinding the mocks. I believe grinding the mocks has been recently updated with new information, so we can probably find it. Makai Lemon. So it looks like his ADP, I mean, he's clearly round 1 now. Here, I think I can go. Maybe it, I guess this doesn't show team anymore. But his expected draft spot is 17. I think the Bears are probably going to have to cut. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking Zachariah Branch. That's all day. That's all day, Zachariah Branch. All right, now we got to hone in. So Tonjes could be interesting. Yeah, I think we're taking 4 tight ends. You know, another sneaky tight end pick I like is Mayer, because I wonder if they just trade him. Is his contract maybe up yet? No, he's got 1 more year. 2026. Why do I think legendary upside is low on Jayden Higgins, even though they're high on Stroud? I mean, I assume that they just think that the passing game will be too spread. All right, let's go. Let's do 1 young guy. We'll do Stowers, and then we'll take some veteran after that. Ooh, new Memby, Andrew Sutton, 8494, just joined, not seeing a Discord link. All you have to do is link your YouTube account to Discord, and you will be automatically added, Andrew. You will just be able to, you'll be able to pop right in. All right, so we got Stowers in there. Thoughts on 4 tight end. I generally don't like it, but I will be doing it here today because I took George Kittle, who is basically a 0 for, I don't know, 50% of the season, 40% of the season, 70% of the season. Is the substation gonna, what's the substation gonna do to his knee? It's hard to say, right? All right, so the team is Brock Purdy, Tyler Shuck, Kyler Murray, Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Alvin Kamara. That is such an AARB room. Braylon Allen and Adam Randall adding some youth and invigoration. Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Brian Thomas Jr., Mike Evans, Jaden Reed, Calvin Ridley, Zachariah Branch, Kyle Pitts, George Kittle, and Eli Stowers. Which running backs in the class can't pass block? I don't know. I mean, that stuff is so overblown. Amarian Hampton can't pass block. Amarian Hampton is like one of the worst pass blockers in the NFL, and he scored a bunch of fantasy points. Yeah, I don't really like Ty Simpson. He does seem pretty thin. I mean, I've taken him a couple times, but I am not a fan of that. And even if these guys are good at pass blocking, by the way, Trevion Henderson was like supposed to be the GOAT pass blocker, and he also sucked at pass blocking in the NFL. It's not one of those easily transferable skills. Why do I like Adam Randall more than Mike Washington, Jamari Taylor, Roman Hemman, and Seth McGowan? Because he is going to come in the NFL as a 235-pound pass catcher. Adam Randall is basically the perfect day 3 running back prospect. If he has a good combine, he is going to be the new Byshell Tootin. All right. You know what? I am gonna take Michael Mayer. I just got a feeling there. Adam Randall is the Tyrone Tracy of LaQuint Allens. I like it. I like it. All right. Well, how did that team do? I mean, we did end up with very minimal stacks. Shuck and Kamara, Purdy and Kittle. Kyler, who knows? I mean, Kyler could end up being Waddle's quarterback. Maybe Kyler and Calvin Ridley end up being teammates. Who knows? All right. Well, draft number 1. Let's go to, oh, no, I need to label that one. Trying to do a better job. Ooh. Cannot read the properties. Here we go. Let's go the AARB room. Perfect. All right, let's do another one. Let's hop on in to the big board, 200K to first. I have 136 drafts left to do. Feel like the year 2 running backs are way too overpriced. I mean, in particular, you have I assume the 2 guys you're talking about are RJ Harvey, 47th overall, and Trevion Henderson, 44.8 overall. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty expensive. Mayer feels like the type of guy Howie will trade a 6'4" and ends up tight end 7. Yeah, I mean, Michael Mayer, people do forget. Michael Mayer was he was a very good tight end at Notre Dame and has honestly been fine in the NFL. I mean, 42, 450, and 2 in 2020 as a true freshman at Notre Dame. I assume that maybe led the team. I do not remember Javon McKinley. Not played with Tommy Tremble. 2021 Notre Dame. Kevin Austin, New Orleans Saints wide receiver, 71, 840, and 7. And then 2022 for Notre Dame, led the team in receiving, led the team in touchdowns. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Scadaboo and Judkins coming off their injuries. Good luck to you as well, sir. GLGL. Meyer was always overshadowed by Bowers. It's true. It's true. Yeah, Meyer has honestly been fine. Meyer was pretty good last year after Bowers went on the IR. So Meyer last year, in the games that he started, 3 for 47, 1 for 10 against Kansas City. I mean, they got shit canned in that game. 9 for 89 against the Giants, 5 for 50 and 1, 3 for 26. Like he's just a fine NFL tight end. You know, I do remember this. He was quite bad as a rookie. It's true. I do remember that. Well, I mean, even if Kelsey does come back to the Chiefs, I think that they would certainly be interested in having another contributing tight end. Wow, Kyron at 3. Oh no. Oh shit. Okay. For a second I thought this person thinks this is a Super Bowl draft, but then I remembered that the Rams are not in the Super Bowl. Good for them. Good for them. All right, we're up. CeeDee Lamb is available. How is CeeDee Lamb available? Oh, early James Cook, I guess. Yeah, I will take CeeDee Lamb at 11 all day. No, you guys need to chill. Kyron at 3 is certainly not going to void the draft room. Well, yeah. Number one thing I need to update in the rankings actually is I need to move my guy. I need to move my guy Gene T up. I mean, I don't know if is Neighbors the worst pick? If he's healthy, he's fine, right? We certainly don't know about his health. I mean, sure, to be fair, Kyron's ADP is too low, but I don't know if he's a first rounder. I think pulling Pickens up is like the worst thing to do when you have Lamb, because you've created a team where you just got gifted ADP value, and then you gave the ADP value back to the room. McCaffrey is a 0% for me this year if he stays top 10. Awful metrics. Yeah. What about the metrics that matter? What about fantasy points? How did he do in fantasy points? Because Christian McCaffrey scored the second most half PPR points of any player in the whole football league. More points than May. He got outscored by Josh Allen by 9 points. I don't know, man. I probably wouldn't want to go 0% on that guy. People are worried about Neighbors because when he was at some public event like 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was still on crutches. And the physical therapist bros said that is abnormal. It's abnormal to have suffered an ACL injury when he did, or not crutches, he still had a brace, I think it was. And that it's abnormal to still need that support. Like, I think Mahomes maybe is already off of crutches. All right, so the guy who took Kyron 3rd overall also took Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. So we are potentially going to get this one thrown. I would say if he does like 5 more quarterbacks, we could definitely get this one thrown. I hope not. I hope he I don't know, does literally anything else, because getting these drafts thrown is very annoying. Damn. All right. I mean, huge tier break here at running back. So I'm going to take, I'm going to take Etienne, because I think the tier break at running back is larger. Yeah, I would say we are certainly in the danger zone of this one getting canceled, but I certainly wouldn't say it's absolutely going to get canceled. I've got like very little Teteroy McMillan. And that was a big ADP value. So we are just Dipperino scooping ADP value here. Yeah, running back dries up very, very quickly. All right. So we have got CeeDee Lamb, Ashton Genty, Travis Etienne, and Teteroy McMillan. Do you guys like stacking Lawrence with Etienne? Because I kind of do. Although, as pointed out in the last stream I did with Herzig, he literally had 1 receiving touchdown in his career before last season. So that doesn't seem great. All right, big sweat here. What does the idiot drafter do? Because if he takes like Brock Purdy here, we are big time sweating. Please do not take Caleb Williams. I'm begging you, bro. All right, now he's auto drafting. So now he just took the top ADP. So I think maybe this guy got bored. I would say the Jags are probably the betting favorite to get Etienne back, but I don't think it's like a lock or anything. Some other team just might want to give him more money. But I don't know, just generally speaking, guys like to stay with their teams and teams like to retain their guys who play well. All right, let's do, come on, man. Just take a totally normal auto-drafted pick here. I hope this guy like thought this was a different game. And he auto-drafted who? Who did he auto-draft? Luther Burden. All right, we're so good. We're chilling. Yeah, he's definitely raging to some degree. I don't think Kyron was a mistake. I just think he doesn't know what this is. My guess would be that a guy with no badge drafting this team was trying to enter, he thought he was placing a pick'em entry or something. Honestly, yes. Ross, I am truly finding myself trying to get 2 running backs in the first 4 rounds quite a bit. It's just running back falls off so quickly. Yeah, the 3-hole guy's somehow going to land the plane. I mean, you just Luther Burden? Ship it, bro. Okay. I'm definitely not taking Javonte Williams. I don't really want to take Mike Evans either. You know what? Let's take... Well, can I do a back stack? Is Rome here? I'm going to take Jayden Daniels. The Jayden Daniels being cheap express is done here. No, Devontae was just, I don't know. Who is he going to be a Cowboy? I guess if he's a Cowboy, whatever. I'll buy the Javonte top. Once he gets drafted, once he signs. It's just he was fine last year, but we remember him being really good to start with. But he really was mostly just fine. All right, we're going to take Metcalf. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I mean, Javonte, 56% rushing success rate is just insane. Maybe I'm the hater. Maybe I'm the problem. I guess I'm the one looking in the face of empirical data and saying, this sucks. I don't like what this data is telling me, so the data is wrong. Let's just... I'm curious to see. Let's go pull up his... I wonder, just his PFF grades. Javonte Williams. So Javonte Williams last season started out the year 66, 68, 71, and then he's 52, 66, 55. I guess he did have this good game. I don't know. He did force 54 missed tackles. I guess I'm just the hater. I'm the hater. I'm the problem, bro. Yeah, just wait until Jaden Blue gets a normal pair of cleats. Just wait, dude, until when they get the Gucci cleats off of him. Do I think that Devin Neal gets an increased workload? Those situations are just so hard to predict. They could sign a free agent. They could sign, they could draft whoever. They could draft Seth McGowan and then it's over for him. I don't really think people do forget the stud prospect that Javonte Williams was coming out of college. I think they just remember how bad he was. Like, Javonte has just been, like, basically, I mean, the sum of his NFL career is a very underwhelming player. 48% rushing success rate, 38% receiving success rate, 5.7 yards per reception, 4.2 yards per carry. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm aware that I am a hater and that I have some sour grapes on Javonte. I am not pretending that I am evaluating this as like some kind of clear-minded, level-headed person. Like, I definitely am not. Do I want to take Diggs here? Diggs when May is... I guess I do already have Daniels. So I've already got a stack lined up. Yeah, you know what? God, billion-year-olds. You know what? Let's take Chuba Hubbard. I like that the sidekick is into Hubbard. Sure. Micah Bernard is in the player pool as a running back. I did not know that. I did not know that the Micah Bernard journey had ended. This is just a curious thing about the sidekick. I thought for sure it would want me to take Dak here, and it still has Pitts. I am gonna take Dak. But I just think that's curious. Huh. Learn something new every day about what the Sims want you to do. I mean, Dak definitely does go kind. He's just always like a pretty good fantasy quarterback. All right, so we have Daniels and Dak, two early quarterbacks. Genty, Etienne, Hubbard, CeeDee, Tet, and Metcalf. This is actually just like a very adult team I'm drafting right now. Yeah, I get this would be, I would assume that this would be the answer, is that they like the spot with Daniels. I hated on Scatterboo because of the sickening Great White Hope narrative. My hate made me annoyed what my lying eyes were saying. Yeah, you know what? Many such cases. Many such cases. I mean, you can see why Dart would go ahead of Dak because Dart runs. Just running is just so valuable for these guys, but like Jackson Dart does feel destined to be like the most concussion checked guy in NFL history. Dart last season started 12 games and ran for 487 yards and 9 tuds. It's just pretty good. I said that DK Metcalf was a good pick this past year. My sins must be expiated. Expiated? Is that a word? Expiated. It is. It's the expiate. Atone for guilt or sin. You must be a Catholic school kid. That must be a real Catholic school kid word. I am not an Igbuka slurper currently. He feels fine, but I am not doing the slurp. It's just like the surrounding contextual information for Igbuka outside of the raw fantasy points was all mostly kind of bad. Because even when he was getting there for fantasy, he was not getting there on huge volume, and he was not getting there on like elite like metrics in terms of like his like ESPN open score and his separation, all that stuff. None of that was very good. Do we do Do we do the Rico Dowdle? I think we do. I think we do the double Panthers running backs and say Jonathan Brooks is dead. Then do we take Jonathan Brooks later too? I think we might. Wow. All right. Is Sack still here? Where is he? Where is he? I want this on the record. Khalil Shakir absolutely fucking sucks. But just to prove that I do not always IKB the sidekick, I just took a player who has never had 20 fantasy points in a game because the computer told me to. Joe Brady is going to call so many screens for Khalil Shakir this year. The most amount of screens anyone has ever called. God, Khalil Shakir stinks. It was like, oh, maybe Khalil Shakir becomes like a good pick in playoff best ball because he got 20 targets in a game and he got like 8 points. Shakir sucks. Yeah, DK Metcalf is worse. I'm not even going to I'm not even gonna hate on that. Yeah, I remember him in DFS Cash getting the donut. Yeah, Dowdle is an unrestricted free agent. Yeah. Well, Gray, I'll do you one better. I will. What do we think Le'Veon Moss looks like in the oh well, actually, I was about to say I can look him up in the slot model, but I can't because he is one of 3 players that does not have a production score for me, which I bet means that he has a name matching issue somewhere. 0 production score for old Le'Veon Moss. So I will say I'm not that woke to him just in general, just off what I know about him, because Le'Veon Moss got like one of the worst things that can ever happen to you, which is you get injured and then the guy who came in behind you just immediately so much better than you. This guy, Le'Veon Moss, 7 games. Then Ruben Owens comes in. You can see here. So Ruben Owens comes in here and just starts smashing. So not great for Le'Veon Moss. You don't love that. All right. Goddard's kind of a good pick here. That's the ADP Dipperino pick. I mean, he's going to be a free agent. Why not? Little ADP dip. James Conner is a turbo smash. Yeah, I think you're probably right, bro. I think he probably is a turbo smash. Hate the term woke, but I'm 51. You're not alone. I don't love Debo here. Honestly, you know what? Let's just take James Conner. Why not? Wide receivers, they're all the same. Yeah, Le'Veon Moss has the dreaded injuries tab in his Wikipedia. If it makes you feel any better, Michael, we say we are using the word woke in a very facetious manner on this YouTube channel. How old is Le'Veon Moss, by the way? He can't be young because he played 7 games. Le'Veon Moss. Let's see if I can pull his birthday, because I might not have his birthday in my sheet. Oh, okay. So he is already 23. Yeah, I will say I'm probably not gonna be too hip to Le'Veon Moss. I mean, obviously, any of these guys can go to the right team. I mean, that's the thing about rookie running backs, right? Go to the right team in the right round. Like Woody Marks actually is a great example of this. I was like so sure that Woody Marks stunk and that Woody Marks was going to be like he was going to be like a 7th round pick. Well, I was wrong. That he was a 4th round pick and they traded a ton for him. Now I was right that he was terrible. But what's funny, it's such a dumb game. I drafted, Woody Marks ended up being like my 3rd most drafted running back because I was like, well, what if I'm wrong? Like, what if I'm wrong about Woody Marks being terrible? He was a starting running back for like a whole season for a playoff team, and he averaged 12.5 PPR points per game. Like, he stunk it up. But you can imagine how good Woody Marks would have been for fantasy if he was any good. Like, if Byshell Tootin or Devin Neal found themselves in that position, oh my God, can you imagine? These dudes would average like 14.5, 15 points per game, I think. Like, how many, this is actually good. How many tackles do we think Woody Marks broke last year? Sidekick still thinks I am down bad at running back. I'm going to take Rachaad White, though, as my loser running. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take Jonathan Brooks. I said I was going to do it. I'm going to take all 3 of them. Woody Marks has the longest streak of going to the blue 10 NFL history. I actually wonder. Woody Marks has got to be one of the worst advanced rushing. He's got to be one of the worst broken tackle per attempt rushers. Rush attempt. Okay, hold on. Let me go. Hunter Henry. All right. Hunter Henry sidekick. There you go. Run this Aaron Jones ADP by me real quick. I think the ADP might be expecting him to be cut. Aaron Jones is on a 2-year, $20 million contract. He is due $14 million against the cap. If he is a post-June 1st release, they can save $8 million against the cap. That's all I got. I also think there's just like real Aaron Jones fatigue, because Aaron Jones is like 31 years old. Yeah, wide receivers don't matter anymore, bro. It's new. Oh, I was looking up okay, broken tackles per attempt. So Chuba Hubbard had 1 broken tackle on 134 attempts. Woody Marks had 196 attempts, and he broke 6 tackles. Wow, that's funny that I would have bet my life Monangai had more. That feels like a charting issue to me. All right, maybe we go missed tackles forced on PFF. Missed tackles force running backs. We'll do the minimum rush attempts. Missed tackles forced. Bijan had 86. Woody Marks had 30. Again, honestly, that was like more than I would have guessed. Honestly, that's like legitimately more than I would have guessed. Who's more fragile, Swift or Monangai? I mean, it's got to be Swift, right? Yeah, I think this is probably true that Mason and Jones both feel pretty good. I guess I don't know Jordan Mason's contract situation. Ridley is a smash button here. See, that's the thing, is we're actually going to end up with wide receivers that we feel reasonably fine with. What is Jordan? Because does getting traded change your... Yeah, so Jordan Mason, I think, can be cut for nothing. Yeah, Jordan Mason can be cut for $2 million of dead cap. I'm definitely not taking... All right, shout out to... This one is for Jake. There you go. My first Trey Harris pick of the year. Trey Harris at pick 182. Mason's contract is basically the same, but half the money. Yeah. What is the... I actually don't know. Because wasn't one of the things that... So the Vikings have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they got a comp pick. Tell you what, that comp pick could be pretty big for them taking a running back. The Vikings have so they have an extra third instead of a fourth. Vikings feel pretty live to take a running back to me. I mean, you know the funny thing about Trey Harris? This will be something that you guys will have all memory hold. Trey Harris ended up basically being like a starting wide receiver for the Chargers. He just never got the ball. Look at this. Look at how many times. Look at these snap shares. Dude played an absolute ton. He played 56% of their snaps in their playoff game. I mean, I don't think Trey Harris is very good, but yeah, I believe that is their most common. Actually, here, if you look, the most common pick at 82 for the Vikings on Tankathon is Jadarian Price. See, this gray is Cope. Woody Marks sucks, man, and it's fine. Some guys are just not good. Like Isaiah Pacheco just sucks. It is what it is. It doesn't, just happens, man. Sometimes guys get to the NFL and they don't have it. Woody Marks could be a good passing down back if they choose to use him that way. I don't know. I don't know if they will. Is TJ Hawkinson is like too on the nose with this pick here. Like Dallas Goedert, Hunter Henry, and TJ Hawkinson are all evolutions of the same Pokemon. They're all part of the same evolutionary line. Damn, okay. All the quarterbacks are gone. Brazel, Mooney, Kupp, McAllister, Slayton. All right, I don't think I've taken Omar Cooper Jr. yet. So there you go. There's an Omar Cooper Jr. for the boys. Matthew Golden, also, probably I'm erring on the side of he sucks. I really wish that playoff game would not have happened. That playoff game with Golden, it's going to be the same thing as the Worthy Super Bowl. I mean, it is just going to suck me so far back into the vortex of drafting him. Do I click any Chiefs besides Pat, Rushy, Worthy, Kelsey, and Burchard? No, because I don't think any of them are going to be on the team. I think the Chiefs offense is going to look totally different next year. Max Clark. All right. So Kyron and I are going to do a prospect show on Wednesday, and I hope he tells me about Max Clark because my stuff couldn't really handle tight ends. Tight ends are very hard to manage. Well, that's the thing is Woody Marks kind of from a prospect, like he looked okay as a prospect, but Emmett Johnson is like Woody Marks, but with like more like actually like was like a workhorse. So we got Max Clark. Max Clark transferred from Purdue to Ohio State. He had a 31% dominator rating in 2024. Is he an early declare? So this is what I got to know about Max Clark. Max Clark was born on July 8th, 2003. No, not an early declare. So that, because he played in 2022, but he recorded no statistics. So he's fully 22. He is not an early declare. I think they hung on to Jake Brenningstool. I actually think they want Jared Wiley to be a bigger part of the offense next year. That is their hope. But Jake Brenningstool will probably be on the roster at least. So Clark, I mean, hey, this is a really good season for a tight end, this 2024 season. So let's just say he goes 100th overall. Can I get a Max Clark weight guess? He was listed by Ohio State at 243. Do we have a guess on Max Clark 40? Max Clark. Oh. All right, not great. He ran a 4.7 in high school. All right, let's give him a 4.7. I mean, these comps are going to be terrible. Anyone good here? Finley was okay. Jared Cook. Richard Rodgers had a spell. I mean, whatever. I made worse picks. They got to add Rohan Jones. Underdog. The Riders of Rohan. All right. Top of the... I'm not taking Mooney. I'm going to do this team. I'm going to do Cousins. I'm just taking 3 quarterbacks on every team. I'm taking 3 quarterbacks on every team. All right. Final pick. All right. Someone said the Slappies are going to love Seth McGowan. There you go, Seth McGowan. Okay. We have got Jayden Daniels, Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, Ashton Genty, Travis Etienne, Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle, James Conner, Jonathan Brooks, Seth McGowan, CeeDee Lamb, Tedoroy McMillan, DK Metcalf, Khalil Shakir, Calvin Ridley, Trey Harris, Omar Cooper Jr., Dallas Goedert, Hunter Henry, and Max Clark. Clark is a cool last name. I will give him that. I'm honestly not really that scared of Emmett Johnson. Likely destination for Kirk Cousins. Well, hold on. I'm going to enter into, by the way, a tournament on Fast Draft. And then let me click over to my active drafts tab here. So I am in the next rabbit on Fast Draft. There's a link to that down in the description because you guys know that, look, if we're going to get to 3,000 teams, we are not just going to be drafting on Underdog. We are going to be drafting on every format imaginable. So come and join me over there. This one needs what we need. We need 7 more to fill this one. 10K to first. Let's get her done. And I'll actually post this one in the Discord. But I'm in there right now. Okay, how did the crazy 3-hole one ended up? By the way, Fast Draft there. Come and hop in, boys. Because I actually maxed this tournament last year, and I'm probably going to max it again this year. How did the crazy 3-hole team end up? I think he logged out and just auto drafted because I'm looking at these ADPs: Concepcion, Dubs, Sharbs. Yeah, he definitely just auto drafted. Cousins to Arizona and Tua to Minnesota. I can see that one. There's I believe there's a $100 deposit bonus match if you use promo code Davis too, by the way, over there. Do we think Cousins goes to Arizona? What would be the coaching connection? Yes, most shots on goal 2026. Okay, I've never said this word out loud before. Is it psyllium? I assume the P is silent. Am I a psyllium husk, bro? Psyllium husk. How do I pronounce it? Do I say the P? The answer is yes, though. I do take psyllium husk on a daily basis. Fiber is very important. You get to be a man in your 30s. You want to be taking some of that. How many games does Kyler start next year? I wonder, is there a line out there for that anywhere? How many games does Kyler Murray start in 2026? Well, so I think the places you got to go are what quarterbacks, what teams would theoretically, by the way, 5 left to fill this. We're filling it up. Hop on in. Okay. What teams can he theoretically start for? The Miami Dolphins is definitely one. The New York Jets is definitely one. Could he maybe be the bridge quarterback for the Colts? Maybe. I mean, I would say unlikely, but certainly possible he could be a bridge quarterback for the Colts. Steelers. I mean, is there any chance of him going with McCarthy and the Steelers? Like, the Steelers do not have a quarterback. I'd estimate that being pretty low, maybe 5% or something. Ravens, Bengals, Browns. Browns? Or the Browns, maybe? I mean, who's going to start a quarterback for the Browns? The Browns' whole organization is just on pause until the Deshaun Watson contract expires. And so I think the reason why it's likely that Cousins is going to start was that there was a report. I'm going to have to go find this, but the Falcons basically said they were willing to eat money to cut him. Let me see if I can find the exact report. Kirk. Yeah, I can't find it on Underdog, but I definitely think it's possible. So that's 2 teams for sure only. None of the AFC West teams, because Mendoza's going to start there because they got the 1 pick. The NFC East teams all have their quarterback. The NFC South teams all have their quarterback. Maybe the Vikings. Maybe the Vikings. I mean, I would say the Vikings are certainly the most attractive place for Kyler to go. Right? I mean, that it's got to be the far and away the most attractive spot for him to go. And then the Cardinals, right? Just going back to the Cardinals. I'm going to say Kyler starts 12 games. That's my guess. That's my guess. Do I assume Aaron Rodgers retires? I assume that Rodgers either returns to the Steelers with Mike McCarthy or he retires. Because the Jets is not an option, and I don't think Rodgers would go anywhere to be the bridge quarterback unless it's the Minnesota Vikings. He would maybe do the Minnesota Vikings. But he's not going to do the Jets. And I don't know, Kyler to the to the Dolphins? Or, sorry, Rodgers to the Dolphins. I don't really see that one either. I think Watson starts for Cleveland. God, is he really going to? Is that really going to happen? Here, I will, I'll even drop the link to the app. And actually, I think I posted the link to this on the top. He definitely would. I mean, one of the reports was that one of the reasons why Kwesi got fired, one of the reasons that Kwesi Adofo-Mensah got fired was that he passed on Rodgers despite Rodgers being willing to take a below market deal. You know what? I think there are very few things that we can be certain of in life. But I do think one of the things that we can be certain of is that Aaron Rodgers will definitely not return to go be a backup quarterback in Green Bay. Feels very unlikely to me. I mean, yeah, I guess maybe Deshaun Watson physically cannot play. Like Deshaun Watson, when is the last? So Deshaun Watson in 2024 played what? He played 7 games, and he was the worst quarterback you've ever seen. I had forgotten how dire this was. Oh my God. Just look at these games, dude. Holy shit. This cannot possibly be their plan. I'm just not seeing it. It can't be. Right? Yeah, I was going to say Watson literally could not play football before he tore the Achilles twice. Now, what do you guys think about this? Do you think that Kyler might just return to Arizona? I mean, it's definitely possible, because one of the things that that I was thinking was one of the reasons that they would have fired Gannon would have been that it's easier to replace it's easier to replace your head coach than the quarterback. I know the Arizona fans are over him, but God, I mean, what do you do, man? What do you do? Oh, I mean, Kyler certainly, I do not think Kyler can be traded. Kyler's contract is far too onerous to be traded. And by the way, I think we actually get the answer to this one relatively soon because of the Crane has been on this. There's like a very early guarantee date on his contract. Where is it? It's somewhere in here. But basically, his contract gets guaranteed a little bit early. Here you go. Yeah, it's like a March 13th. So if he passes over into March 13th, a bunch more of it gets guaranteed. So I did not notice this actually. So if you look at Kyler's contract, the team saves a bunch of money if they trade him. Here's your question. Do the Cardinals want to get rid of Kyler Murray so badly that they would attach a pick? Could they attach like a second round pick? Remember the Brock Osweiler trade? This could be like an NBA style deal where he gets traded with he gets salary dumped. It's certainly possible. They saved $34 million trading him away. And then the Colts need picks, so they just say, sure, let it roll. By the way, 5 more, boys. 5 more. Come on. Fill it up for me. These draft, as the app names, it is very fast. 5 more for a fast draft. Here, I'll even, you know what? I'm even going to create a banner. Waiting for, wait, hold on. 5 more for a fast draft. Bang. Kyler to the Jets. I mean, that certainly is, I would say, I mean, this is probably on DraftKings. Do they have like next team odds? The DraftKings Sportsbook. Football, NFL. So we have, there's got to be futures, right? Like next team futures or whatever. Player specials. No, these are going to all be for the Super Bowl. Did they do the Pro Bowl this weekend? Oh, well, the way that it works on Fast Draft is they are 10-team drafts. Here, I can, the first place is $10,000. They are, yeah, Fast Draft is the app. We'll go minimize waiting room. Here, I'll pull up the whole structure. There are 5,720 entrants. You can 150 max. The rake is 12%. The pick clock is 20 seconds. You draft 15 rounds. There are 998 in the player pool. Yes, we are doing the rabbit, my good sir. There you go. The thing that I like is the prize pool is super flat. 5,000 to first, 2,000 to second, 1,800 to third, 1,650 to fourth, 1,500 to fifth. This is actually true. I got fourth in this tournament last year. Now they do multiples of these tournaments because they generally fill, but I got fourth in this tournament last year. So shout out to me. Shout out to me for that. But they just have like they'll do like the Rabbit V1, the Rabbit V2, the Rabbit V3 or whatever. Let's see. How many more do we need? Complete. No, open. I can't now I left and I can't tell how many more we need. But this will be my first one. But in the road to getting to 3,000, because I'm gonna max this tournament, the Rabbit. I'm gonna do some of the way too early stuff on FFPC. By the way, did you guys see this? Probably not, because you're not as online as I am. But Eagles took this as a direct challenge. Eagles said, I don't think so, brother. I think I heard Davis Maddock challenge me to a friendly match of who can draft more best ball teams. Oh, there we go. We're 7 out of 10. It's the little, there you go. Darth Carter is in. He won $50 on Fast Draft this season. First time I checked. Well, there you go. All right, 3 more, boys. We can fill 3 more. Do you guys want me to get to 3,000 teams or not? How badly do you want me to get to 3,000 teams? Because I would assume like to. I will in the future. I will give more. Actually, you know what? I will tell people in the Discord when we are going to be hopping in the future to these ones. Okay, well, you know what? Going through that exercise did make me feel a little bit less good about where Kirk Cousins is going to be starting. I will say that. I am a little bit less optimistic on Kirk Cousins starting because I see fewer obvious spots for him. Would Kirk Cousins play for the Jets? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Which one of these veteran quarterbacks will stoop down to playing for the New York Football Jets? Also, let me add on top of that. What the hell is going to happen with Justin Fields? What's next for old Jay Fields? Justin Fields is due $20 million this year. I think, or is it like 16 million? Justin Fields. No, it's $20 million. Justin Fields counts $23 million against the cap right now. All right, two more on Fast Draft. Will I stack in pre-draft rabbits or avoid stacking? I will for sure still stack. In these cumulative scoring, so the rabbit is cumulative scoring. It works the same way that the marathon scoring works, or it works the same way that like the drafter scoring works. The hidden edge in stacking in the cumulative formats is that you hit on like team level stuff. So for example, the one I always come back to is friend of the show, Easy, stacked a ton of the Houston Texans 2 Best Ball Manias ago. And the Texans were all cheap. And he got this huge advanced rate advantage because the Texans just smashed as a whole. So you get that edge. Can I review the contest? Yeah. Cumulative scoring. It is here, let me pull up the whole tab here. So cumulative scoring, it's only 15 rounds. All the rookies are in the player pool. So you can go take Jamari Taylor. You can take Emmett Johnson. It is full PPR scoring, 1 point per reception, same, only 4 points per passing touchdown, and all the rest of the scoring is the same. Ooh, won a ticket to the super early Best Ball Main. What is the massive mispriced guy right now? I mean, Casey Concepcion is pretty underpriced everywhere because I don't think the market expects him to be a first round pick. Who else is massively underpriced? I mean, I think Rashee Rice is underpriced. I think that Ken Walker is a little bit underpriced. I think Luther Burden is underpriced. I think Jalen Waddle is probably underpriced. Jayden Daniels, honestly, a little bit actually quite a bit underpriced. Who else? I have Denzel Boston ranked way ahead of ADP. I mean, there are a lot of guys who are massively overpriced. Caleb Williams, sadly, I think is pretty overpriced. Michael Pittman Jr., I think, is overpriced. What's up with Jordan Addison? Isn't Jordan Addison like drawing pretty live to be suspended? What's the latest update on that? I think, you know what? I think it's very fine to be tuned out of a Best Ball Finals fan. Ooh, Casey Concepcion is a 49er. Is he? All right, we need, let me update the banner. We need 2 more. 2 more for a rabbit on Fast Draft. He's winning the legal battle. Addison is countersuing. Is the baby doing well? Yes, he is. Actually, today was the first day that my wife went back to work, which is why I am streaming so late in the afternoon. Because it was just me and the baby and the dog. We were just chilling. We were living the truth. You know what? I actually think this is funny. My guy. Oh damn, we had a Fast Draft commercial, but I didn't save it. I don't understand these people in big board drafts that draft quarterbacks and don't stack at all. Well, stacking is very interesting in the big board and in pre-draft best ball contests, because I would assume of all of the big contests, it's the one where stacking is going to be most difficult and most unpredictable. It certainly, I will say, happens to me more often than not that you end up having to do a back stack to get it done, because the premium stacks that everyone knows about and that everyone wants are hard to get, you know, and guys end up being they're tethered together. Honestly, the dog is handling the baby with aplomb. She's doing great. She doesn't necessarily understand. Like, she definitely tries to get in his face. Not get in his face, but like, you know, when he's on the ground doing tummy time or whatever, she's like, she wants to come up and hang out, and it's like, well, you can't really do that, bro. You're big. You weigh 50 pounds. He weighs 15 pounds. He's a little fella. All right. Concepcion seems like a Shanahan guy, and their wide receiver room is one of the worst in the league. I mean, you're not wrong. Let's go the 49ers. 49ers wide receivers under contract. This will be a good bit. They've got, well, is DeMarcus Robinson under contract? Because I think they God, I hate our lads. So Pearsall's under contract. Jennings is gone. I think DeMarcus Robinson is gone too. DeMarcus Robinson, Spotrac. I want to say that was a. Oh no, so they do still have D-Rob. All right, so they've got DeMarcus Robinson. Well, let's go to the 49ers contracts. Let's go position. So the wide receivers they have under contract. Ayuk will obviously be gone. They've got Pearsall. Jennings is... Yeah, so Jennings is an unrestricted free agent. So he's gone. They've got Sky Moore, Robinson, Walk. Dude, these are... That is a tough spot to be in. Where do they pick? I guess they pick late, right? Do they have their pick? I guess I haven't even checked that. The 49ers pick at 27. You know what? Casey Concepcion, you are a 49er. That is a good call from my guy Fresno kid. I will certainly not be clicking 20th round Sky Moore. Certainly not. What I'm hearing is round 20 Jacob Cowing. Did Cowing even get on the field last year, or did he get hurt? Did Jacob Cowing get injured? Ooh, one more, boys. One more. 9 out of 10 slots filled. One more. Okay. Jacob Cowing was placed on injured reserve due to a hamstring injury. Okay. God, this is so dark. Tell me this is not true, man. Casey Concepcion and Sky Moore cannot be Spider-Man mean. I guess I could have ripped another big board, but all right, here we go. We're live. We filled it. Bang. And the reason why I wanted to do the affiliate deal with them again this year is they have a nice new snazzy draft board interface. Bada bing, bada boom. We're going to be drafting 7th here. There you go. Ooh, this is a very good call from Flyfish. By the way, are the names are different again on YouTube, I've noticed. Because Flyfish should be Giraffe, right? I was 5 minutes from the Massachusetts border waiting to sign up for Fast Draft. Hey, if anyone can afford it, my guy. Shout out to second place finisher Mac. Oh, I just realized I'm currently getting pummeled on a draft bet right now, or on a golf bet. I bet on the Atlanta Drive to beat the Jupiter Lynx, and they certainly did not. All right, we are about to be up. My guy, FFB Garage in here. Yeah, let's do CeeDee Lamb. So we got first round here went Bijan, Chase, Gibbs, Puka, JSN, McCaffrey. So remember, relatively big difference here. This is full PPR. So who do we got in here? We got Kevin's in here, Post Hype Sleeper, which is a great name. Shout out my guy Jake Twitch. Shout out Riverbone Ron. We got JJ 3Ball, my guy FFB Garage in the 6th spot. Jay Andrews 122, my guy Darth Carter, and Big D Purdy. Yeah, well, I thought fading the Jupiter links was a sharp move, but it turns out there's very little you can do. I just, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. GM. Shout out to my guy in the 3-hole, John Norman Johnson, 2644. Salute. They didn't remove the names. No, they don't show them on this draft applet. What makes them fast is there are fewer rounds. The seconds, there's only 10 teams, and the clock is 20 seconds. And they also, just the way the queue works is honestly very quick. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Oh, come on. Don't take Trey McBride from me here. Let me do the Lamb McBride start and full PPR. The elite tight end in these 10 round fuck. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm just going to take Bowers. I wanted him, and I got him. Yes, there's also like little like badges and stuff for whoever drafts the fastest. 15 big boards in. Can't stop clicking round 13. Tyreek, what's your take? This feels 5 to 8 rounds off, assuming he plays football. I am 100%, 100 million % in agreement with you, LJ. I think Tyreek is probably going to be a Chief, and I think he's a really good pick. I spend money pretty fast already. Fast draft just adds the problem. Well, at least the big term is only $10. Was this hoodie a gift? You seem like the antithesis of a Ralph Lauren clothing guy. You know what is funny? I actually love Ralph Lauren clothing. It's very high quality, and obviously not now, but a lot of it used to be made in the United States of America. And most of my clothes that I wear are thrifted, and they're made in America. This obviously was not made in America. This is a newer one. My wife loves Ralph Lauren stuff though. Oh, and there's 3rd round reversal. That's the other thing. That's the other thing about fast draft. That is interesting. We're going to do Olave. So we're doing the full, you guys were making fun of me earlier for the boomer start. We did CD, Bowers, Olave. So we are going full on 0 RB, getting back to my roots here. Yeah, thrifting clothes is just cool. I enjoy it. Non-football related. How's my golf one and done doing? Well, in the Mayo one, I took a guy who missed the cut last week, and I do not have a winner yet. Now, I guess Rose was kind of owned last week, so maybe it wasn't great. Let's see. I mean, I had a good first week. Let's see. I mean, I'm certainly not out of it. Certainly not out of it. I mean, look at this. We are, well, I mean, look, I'm in the top quarter. I have done to this point. How do I check my entry? I have not decided yet for this week. Only show my players. So I took Cam Young last week. He got 92,000. Taylor Pendrith missed the cut. I took Bobby Mack, who got $400,000 in week 1. Was Rose less than 1%? All right, well, then maybe it's not that bad. Oh, Rose not owned. Okay, all right. Well, then that's on me. I thought he was. I was cooking last year in the rabbit for the first 25% of this. Dude, okay, injuries in the cumulative format absolutely blow. They do. It does suck. I'm really hoping that I'm able to get the running back I want now. Give me Travis Etienne. I did Etienne over Kyron there because I think I might try and take Lawrence on this team. I have not drafted any in the Albatross yet, mostly because I am still so, like, I'm just already all in on football. I agree with this. I think the one and dones are kind of mostly up in the air unless you have burned some big names and got nothing out of them. Thoughts on Chris Bell? Well, I'll tell you what, my guy, Jet. Hold on. Let me make this pick real quick. Let me take... You know what? Let me take Zay Flowers. The thing that is annoying me the most about Chris Bell is I cannot find what fucking day this guy was born. I have a database of 650 players, probably more than 650, honestly, at this point. And Chris Bell is one of like 5 guys that I cannot get a birthday on. And he also tore his ACL. So, tough. How do I get Discord access? I joined last week and wasn't auto-added. 1, I would try and do it on your desktop. It tends to be a little bit easier if you do it on your desktop. 2, if you really can't figure it out, send me a message on Discord or send me a message on Twitter or send me an email and I will add you myself. But if you really can't figure it out, I will add you. You know what I was thinking today? I was like, I wonder how is it even possible that I will get this channel big enough that it actually doesn't become possible for me to run everything on my own in terms of like video editing, thumbnail, social, blah, blah, blah. Like obviously my guy, Zach, helps me out with some of the graphics and stuff and like some of the short form video. But it would be an incredible feeling to actually have the channel get so big that I actually can't be like my own customer service guy. Damn. I ran out of running backs. All right, we're gonna do Hurts. Yeah, Davis Maddock LLC, employee 1. There's exactly one of us. I mean, it would be, don't get me wrong, it would be very cool. But I don't know. Time intensive, the kids say. All right, so we have got cooking. A true 0 running back squad. CD, Bowers, Olave, Etienne, Flowers, and Hurts. Goddard actually won't be very owned in this format, which is nice. But man, all right, let's do Ramondre. Ramondre actually is a really nice backstop for this running back room. It pains me to say it, but Ramondre probably is one of the better clicks on the board right now. Don't you guys think he probably is? I mean, it's sickening. But the team has been pretty clear on their intentions. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know who they want to be their starting running back. And they want they probably wanted Trevion to be it, but they're like, this dude stinks and he is not it. Yeah, he's just a good pick and it's disgusting. I mean, it is, but man, Ramondre has been so good. That, like, this is not a situation where this is not a Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott situation. Like, it's almost like the reverse. Like, Ramondre, the last month of the season, has just been goating. He's been good as a receiver. It's like, what happened to this dude when he got injured? I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I feel this way. It's like I'm torn between Ramondre is a value versus my innate slaptimism that Trevion gets better in year 2. All right, let's do ooh. So I think there's a clear running back. And I got him. Bang. Jaylen Warren. Let's go. Yes. This is the 3,000 draft goal is across all platforms. So Underdog, DraftKings, Fast Draft, FFPC, NFC. Who else does best ball? Who else? I think Best Ball 10s has tournaments. Right? No one. Drafters. I'm drafting right now. I'm drafting in the Drafters pre-draft best ball tournament, which I've never done before. I'm going to make it happen. Ramondre definitely he did. He took gray market Chinese peptides when he was hurt. It's true. The Ramondre he does make the zero running back stuff work. I'm gonna select Jacoby Myers with this pick. Yes, I gotta. Okay, Mr. Brad. Thank you for bringing this up because I actually have some site credits on. I have some site credits on. What am I trying to say? On RT Sports. So I will be drafting on RT Sports. Do they have best ball on RT Sports? Money leagues, championship, playoffs. Do they have best ball? RT Sports Football Best Ball Championship. They do. The Best Ball Championship, 25,000. I mean, come on, bro. Who's outworking me? Nobody. Who do I think the Raiders are more likely to draft? Surratt, Omar Cooper, or Hemby? I mean, I have no idea. I have truly no clue. We're a long way away from having like specific team reports. These guys haven't even ran at the combine yet. This is always what happens, Ryan. This is always what happens. A running back has one down year or turns 25. The Slappies used to love Etienne, and then they decided that Etienne was old news. Slappies used to love Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard goes to the Titans. We hate him. You know, Slappies used to love Jaylen Warren. I guess the Slappies do still kind of like Jaylen Warren. We're definitely going to do Dak for our stack. Zach, I'm drafting best ball teams in contests you've never heard of on websites you didn't know exist. No one wants it more. There you go. We have a proud RT Sports user. I believe they're based out of Missouri, actually. I think the owner reached out to me, or maybe the product manager reached out to me last year because he's based in Missouri. So shout out to him. Yeah, we used to the Slappy community used to love Ramondre. All right, so we've got damn. Oh, well, you guys knew I was going to take Mahomes. I mean, come on. First fast draft, I'm not going to take Mahomes. Do I need to download the dark web? No, it's just in the App Store. Promo code Davis will get you a nice little deposit match. See here, if I have to move my face. Here, I can heard some best ballologist comp Jeremiah Love to Etienne. I think he's a significantly better prospect. Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty good prospect. What I would push back against is I push back on this idea that Jeremiah Love is like a Genty, CMC, Elliott level prospects. I don't see that. I mean, he's very good. So I've got him as at a 92 slap score, which is really, really high. Or no, sorry, that was his draft capital score. I've got him as a 77 slap score, which is good, but is not elite. Is that free quarterback? Did I take a three? I did take a third quarterback. So all right. Well, I'm donating in my first fat. So this was my gift to you guys. This was my gift. And I didn't even get to take Worthy because someone else took Worthy. All right. We are going to select at tight end. I'm going to take Mark Andrews. No, I'm not. Oh. Dude, I'm taking Travis Kelce. Is he gone? Oh yeah, I'm taking Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, like 0% drafted. I personally think, yeah, I would agree. I would agree with this. I think that there you go, Travis Kelce. I agree that Jeremiah Love is closer to Hampton than Genty. Why didn't you guys tell me I was taking 3 quarterbacks? So wide receivers, CeeDee, Olave, Flowers. It's probably one more running back. Yeah, probably one more running back, one more tight end, one more wide receiver. All right, let's do a little scroll. Let's do a little scroller. Let's do, you know what? Easy was just talking about Aaron Jones. There's an Aaron Jones. So the another cool thing is the app shows you the percentage of drafts that a guy has been drafted in, so it calculates the ownership in real time. So like you can see, oh, Fernando Mendoza has only been taken in 41% of drafts or whatever, which is kind of cool. I'm glad this is a cumulative contest, so I get the EV bump from your team and not just the other 9 teams. Well, there you go. There you go, Mr. Brad. If you were doing if you're doing 3,000, over under 2,000 with at least one chief. It's a really good line. That's a really good line. Over or under, I'd say slightly under, if only because I'm going to be doing the sidekick with so many of them. That's it. Just choked and died of my rice, so I missed your argument about Jeremiah Love. But I'll just assume you agreed he's a better prospect than Genty. I do not agree. I do not agree. I think it would be around that, even if it was just random. I guess that's probably fair. I mean, they have a lot of draftable guys. With Bijan and Genty rookie or flops, isn't landing slot more important than prospect quality? No, because you have to have both. Because you can nut landings if you're RJ Harvey, you can nut the landings, or Woody Marks. You can nut the landing spot and still suck. Or like Genty had 2 35-point games last year, despite being in that situation. So I've got 2 tight ends because I have Kelce and Bowers. I took Aaron Jones. So let's do a wide receiver. Ooh, Adonai Mitchell. There's a sleeper. There's a guy I like. Is the solver even active right now? I don't know. I have not personally used the solver for seasonal best ball drafts. I mean, I get the sidekick for free. So, and Shady and Sack and Kareem's results, I think, speak for themselves. All right. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers. We have Etienne, we have Ramondre, we have Warren, we have Aaron Jones. I actually think I'm going to take one more running back. one more running back, and I think I'm going to take Keaton Missile. Yup, Keaton Missile. All right, there you go. Very first fast draft team of the year. CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers, Chris Olave, Travis Etienne Jr., Zay Flowers, Jalen Hurts, Ramondre Stevenson, Jalen Warren, Jacoby Myers, Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Aaron Jones, Adonai Mitchell, and Keaton Missile. Folks, that's how it's done. So, if you want to participate on Fast Draft with us for the rest of cold best ball winter, I mean, it's February 2nd and we're out here grinding. Everyone make sure, please, to like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out Fast Draft, check out everyone else. Promo code Davis over on Underdog. Appreciate that as well. And I will be back tomorrow for the Swolecast. And I will probably stream. I'll probably stream tomorrow afternoon. No promises on that. But thank you to everyone for joining us. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. And I will see you guys all back